What is up, bots and pros and everybody in between? Today's video, we're going to be going into hard breachers, how they work, how you should use them, and all that good stuff. So, hard breaching is a very essential skill, and I just want to say one thing that applies to all of them. After you breach for your team, after you get the wall, after you do whatever it is that your team needs you to do, or you needed to do, you are no longer a support player. You would play the game like any other operator now. Your job is to get kills or take space. Don't open up a wall and just sit in the back. I just want y'all to know that before we get to the rest. All right, enjoy. So here, off bat, first one to go, got our boy Thermite. As you see here, his logo's the orange wall with a hole in it, because that's his whole thing, making holes. And then we've got his two primary weapons, his AR, the 5.56XI, and his shotgun, the M1014. Personally, I think this is your best bet for most people. Honestly, I think 90% of the player base would agree that this is, not even 90%, 99% of the player base would agree that if you're playing Thermite, you gotta use this. This isn't a bad gun, but there's not a whole lot of a reason to use a shotgun on attack. However, if you are interested in trying to use a shotgun, this is a good one. It's a good one. It's semi-automatic, so you can really spam people with it. Yeah. And if you want to pair this with smoke grenades or flashbangs, or my bad, smoke grenades and stun grenades, you can really use, you can push through the smoke with the shotgun. People aren't going to be ready or expecting that. Or push through a stun, throw a stun and then sprint at somebody with the shotgun. But the AR is just generally the smarter and better pick, because you have to completely alter your playstyle to have this as a viable weapon. This, you can do whatever you like. And then secondaries with the M45. This is my personal use, but the 5.7 is also good. Use is very simple. Place it on a wall you would like to open, reinforced or soft, doesn't matter. You can also place this on hatches. Any destructible surface, really. Activate it. Boom. Very big hole, and now you have
a really big fucking hole coming right up.
If there were any defenders in here, which a lot of times there are, now they're pretty cooked. This is a guaranteed kill if they're in here. They kind of have to just hide behind this, which just gives you an opportunity to push up, pre-fire. Okay, I don't know what, I kind of walked into, I don't know what I walked into. I walked into this. And absolutely murdered this locker. I apologize.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
But here's another thing. What if Bandit is on the other team? What if Cade's on the other team? Hell, what if Mute is on the other team? You can't thermite a wall open that's been charged with some sort of wall denial. Or at least not the typical way. Normally you'd go, you put it on right here. Put it on the front. But if it's electrified, you can't do that. Place it down, it'll just break your thing. But what you can do, and pay attention closely now, that wall that I was just on is directly below me. I want to show you something. If I place it above that wall, this will work if it's electrified or anything. It's right above that wall, okay? When I open it, the explosion that it has, explosion explodes from there and it goes down, right? It explodes outwards from wherever the charge is facing. Keep that in mind. Now when I blow it, it's going to do this. You get this wall open, if anyone's defending this site, they are cooked. You pretty much have full control over this area now. And that's where, you know, smoke grenades come in, because Thermite's job is usually to plant, so you can throw smoke, like, over there. And then, that was fucking dog shit smoke. You throw, like, another one here. And then you can go and plant. I don't know why I'm trying to plant, because I don't have a diffuser. But you can go and you can plant, like, right here. Planting right there. You also have these holes up here. So you can have a teammate up there, or you yourself can just go up there, and you can watch these holes. So the second someone goes to defuse, shoot him. Our next hard breacher, and a lot of people are going to say this is the best operator in the game, is Ace. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, this is Ace, the guy with the, you know, Ace of Spades as his logo, hence his name, or maybe the logo came from his name. I don't know, man. I just work here. He's got the AK-12, which is, you know, slightly harder to control than Thermite's AR, but it's not too bad. There's, you know, it's nothing like the R4C or the F2 or SMG-12 or anything like that. Like, this isn't a hard gun to control. I don't care if this says 3 out of 5 difficulty. It's fine. Give like 30 minutes of practice to this thing and you'll be fine with it. And then the secondary is the shotgun that Thermite has. Same exact thing goes for this. Don't see why you would use it, but you could. I'd stick with this. Secondary, the only option is the P9 pistol, so that's whatever. And then his, what's it called? His main gadget, being the Selma Breacher, is pretty much a throwable thermite type thing. Not really, though. You'll see. You'll see when we use it. And then his secondary gadget, you have a claymore or a breach charge. Claymores are because Ace is he's very good if there's a wall outside of the map that you want to get. And the only way to attack a defender outside, the only way for a defender to attack an attacker outside is to jump out of a window. And if you put a claymore under that window, they jump out of that and die. However, he also has breach charges, which are just as good, because you can open up more walls, you can open up soft walls with this. You can also detonate these on their own to cause diversions, make people think you're pushing a place that you're not. Or simply, you can just use these on soft walls instead of using these so you don't waste them. If I run this. Anyway, this wall is usually reinforced, but as a thermite, you have to go up here, you have to place this. Yeah, that you'd have to get all close and shit. But as an ace, you can go throw it like that. You always want to make sure you throw them relatively low if you're trying to enter off of it, because you can crouch through it now. When you throw them low, you can crouch through them and walk in. Like that. It's not a very big hole, but he has 3 of them. If you really wanted to, you could open up this entire wall with it. Say you need to get in there, because there is a bomb site in there trying to attack this area, and you don't know if there's somebody over here. You'd have to fully expose yourself to run over there and place a thermite. There might be someone holding head holes over there. I don't know, someone might just straight up swing you or C4 you or something. You just throw this. And now you have a hole. You didn't even have to walk in here to deal with it. And now you can just, like, peek off of it. A lot of times people will play ace. They'll go over here, they'll go on the rappel, and then they'll throw their Selmas at it. But, wait, not a lot of times. Most of the time, honestly. And then defenders will jump out of this window and shoot anybody that's on the rappel here, or throw a C4 up there. Or they'll run out of this door and throw a C4 up there. Or they'll run out of that door and, I don't know, try and shoot anybody that's up in this area. So a little, like, safety precaution you can do is just place a claymore. They jump out, kaboom, they die. They can't really throw a C4 up there well while, without walking out, or they'd have to, like, prone and shit. And most people are just gonna straight up break the barricade and sprint out because they need to get that fast so they don't die. So, place a claymore. They run out, boom. This is probably a shitty claymore. Or no, I'm not the claymore master. Perfect. Okay, we're on Nighthaven Labs with Hibana. She is our last hard breacher, or last true hard breacher. Got a bonus character coming. And she, I think, is the most unique of the hard breachers and doesn't get a chance to shine as much. But she's still pretty useful. A lot of people think she's shit. I think she's good, to be honest. I just think she can be a bit situational. So, Hibana has the Type 49 AR. I think this is, like, top 10 gun in the game. Like, it's up there. But so are the last two guys' ARs. And then she has the Supernova shotgun. You could use that if you want. I don't even know why you would use it. I think this is the most inconsistent shotgun I've ever used in this entire game. I don't use that thing. That gun's buns. Then her secondary, she has Bearing 9, or you can use the P229, P229, whatever you want to call that thing. I don't call this thing by its name. I just call it the pistol. Anyway, the Bearing 9 is, it can be hard to control. And then her gadget shoots these little fidget spinner type pellet things that you can detonate on command. And you can set them up based on, like, you can shoot them in groups. So you can shoot them in groups of 2, 4, and 6. And then you can detonate them all around the map at the same time. And then, you know, breach charges, stun grenades. Hibana's usually picked on this map specifically because it has a lot of hatches. And people use her to get hatches because she has so many pellets, right? So, here's her gadget. Show it on the most common thing that people would use it for. I don't really play Hibana that often anymore, so I don't actually know how many pellets it takes to break a hatch. I'm pretty sure it's 2. Yeah, okay. Alright, there's that. But another thing you can do is, let's see. Yeah, I just want to make a little peeky hole right here. Now I have a hole that I can peek through. It's not a full hole, but I can do it. Shoot 6. And then I don't know, 6. It's really not that finicky. I'm just cheeks and a profession. Oh my god, I'm cheeks and a perfectionist. I almost said I'm cheeks and a professional. I'm not a professional, but yeah, boom. That's pretty much the same thing as the holes that Ace makes. But you could shoot that there, have it prepped, go do something else, breach that, and now, but this will breach, and then you're ready to push from a different angle. So, for this trick, all you gotta do is line this up with the bottom and top of the wall in the very middle. So you see how this middle star is lined up with the middle dots. Try to get this as low as oh shit. Try to get this as low as I can lined up. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing at the top, as high as I can lined up. Then now look, the wall is soft. That's a Hibana trick. And now if you want to get the full wall open, have someone with a breach charge or an ash charge, boom, they open it up.